Thank you for clicking on this video. This is cashalerts.co.uk and I'm going to be showing you a very simple way of making between £300 and £400 with your new mobile phone. Now this technique won't be for everybody, it's only going to be suitable for people who are on contract mobile phones, and also if you are the type of person, a bit like me, who likes to have a very up-to-date phone all the time, then it also probably won't be for you. Actually, a friend of mine does this occasionally because he goes to Hong Kong, and it's a way of using the price difference between Hong Kong and the UK to make a bit of extra money using your new mobile phones. So the way this works is when you come towards the end of your contract, which will probably be an 18-month or 24-month contract, and it's time to renew, then call up your mobile phone provider, which could, for example, in this case be Vodafone, and find out what they will offer you in return to signing up to another contract. I mean, the contracts now tend to be about 24 months, so they will they tend to offer some really high-end phones if you agree to sign another contract. So at the moment, really sort of expensive higher phones tend to be the Sony Ericsson X10 or the HTC Desire. So once you've chosen one of the phones that potentially has the highest value and you receive that, then you need to unlock your phone when it arrives, because you're going to actually sell this phone to Hong Kong, but more about that later on. So to unlock your phone, you can go to a website like this, which is phonezone.co.uk, and once you put in your IMEI number, then they'll send you an unlock code. In the case of a HTC Desire, it's about £15. So you've got your phone. Now don't forget, when you're unlocking your phone, be really careful when you open it. Make sure you don't get any fingerprints on there, or when you're opening the box, that you tear the paper apart or anything like that, because you will be selling this as new. Then you need to decide on how much it's going to cost you to ship to Hong Kong. So for this, I would use a company like parcelmonkey.co.uk or something like Parcel to Go. These sites are great at calculating the true cost of sending it anywhere you want. So for example, here I've got UK to Hong Kong. I've just put some fake lengths and widths here and weight. Then you'll be given a quote from several of the different providers like DHL or FedEx or Parcel Force, and it will also allow you to book through them as well. So you can see here the cheapest price is £36.49 with Parcel to Go Express. It seems they do their own service now. So you've worked that price out. Now you need to list your phone on eBay, but first we do that, we need to find out how much these phones are going for. Now in Hong Kong it's different to over the UK. Here in the UK, we tend to be sent very expensive high-end phones for free, and they're subsidized because we are tied into long contracts, sort of 18-month, but 24-month now seems to be becoming more and more common. So these phones, these handsets we get can be around, for example, the HTC Desire is roughly around sort of £480 as a handset only price that's unlocked. So the great thing is in Hong Kong they are different. They actually pay more for their handsets up front. I don't know what sort of length of their contracts are, but they expect to pay more for their handsets. So we can take advantage of this. So let's go to the Hong Kong version of eBay and put in HTC Desire. I'm going to use the HTC Desire at the moment just to make things simple. And when we search, we are provided with a list of different handsets that are being offered on eBay. First of all, I would say, because there will be so many here, there's over 5,500 items found. Always go to the right hand side of the screen here and select price highest first, just so you don't have to see all the different accessories that's been offered. And as you can see here, we've got new HTC Desire, £448, £441 here, etc, etc. So what you're going to do is basically do the same. So let's see, for example, let's click on this one here, which is done in Australian dollars, but because I've pre-looked at this, I know that the guy who's listed this has already sold a couple, so his listing will be quite good. So we know that it's going to work if we replicate it. The way you find out how many they've sold is by clicking here on purchases. And you can see here that 2 have been sold quite recently as well, for $739, which is, if you just do we work that out in pounds, we go from Australian dollar, that I can't find at all, there we go, to British pounds. Calculate that. So that's £435. Don't forget, we've got to factor in the fact that we are paying almost £40 for our postage as well, plus there will be a listing fee. So you can look at his listing and basically replicate his listing as well. It's a very good listing. Obviously there's a lot of information about the phone, but the information will be the same for you. Now don't forget, if you do not have an eBay account or you have a low feedback score, when I say low, I mean sort of the actual amount of ratings should be given rather than negative or positive, you can't really justify trying to match that price because it's an expensive purchase. This guy here has got a huge power seller feedback score, so the way you can compete is basically on price. So you can decide how much you want to sell your phone for, but I would suggest something like £350, with free delivery, because everybody's always offering free delivery these days on eBay. Now to do this you will need an eBay account, so you go to the UK eBay, ebay.co.uk, and log into your eBay account, or set one up for this particular thing. Now if you do not have an eBay account, you can't do this unless you have a feedback score of 10 or more, so you'll need to buy 10 items to get that feedback score. So you're selling on the UK eBay, so I put in HTC Desire on my eBay account. Obviously this is going to be a mobile phone, so mobile and smartphones. Continue. The reason I'm showing you this, I'm sure you know how to do a listing, is just because there's a few things you need to consider when you're selling overseas on eBay. So we're going to search. Just a great thing now with eBay is that they will actually give you some information already there. So for example, they'll give you the photograph and they'll also fill in some details about the phone itself. Fill in all the different fields. So obviously this is all pretty obvious. Condition's going to be new. Always put a photograph in there. It's quite unusual that they don't actually put preview photographs on the Hong Kong website. Maybe there's a reason for that. I'm not quite sure. But here I would certainly put a picture in your preview. Do your description. Never ever do any listing designer stuff. You're going to use a fixed price for this, and so once you've decided on your price, put it in there. So let's say $399 with free VAT, one item, and also the duration definitely 30 days because there's no guarantee you're going to sell it, and you want to maximize your chance of selling the phone. Now here's the important part. You're probably going to offer free delivery, but what you want to do is domestic, that's fine, but when it says no international postage, you must change this to same cost to all buyers, otherwise it'll only appear on eBay UK, which will defeat the purpose. So when you click here, you want to click Asia, so dispatch to the UK and the following. Obviously you don't really want to sell to the UK, but it's very unlikely people would even consider selling it, buying that for that sort of price. But hey, it doesn't matter who's buying it as long as they buy it. And your postage might possibly be free, so put 0 in there. It's up to you. And you can exclude certain places where you want to sell. Return policy, now that's obviously a tricky one, but I would suggest you don't accept returns. But again, that's up to you. You're probably more likely to sell it if you do. The fees are very, very small. I mean, 40p is, it's nothing. You will have a final evaluation fee, which can be about 10%, so bear that in mind as well. So add that to the cost of the postage, and to work out if you're going to get a decent return. And then your listing will be in the Hong Kong eBay site. And if you've produced a very good listing, full of photographs, full of information, hopefully you've got a high enough feedback score, then you should get inquiries. Don't forget, you might not sell the phone, but you wouldn't have lost much. You would have lost a £15 unlock fee, and you would have lost the 40p listing fee, but that's hardly a big issue. But the unlock fee obviously might be. So there we go. If you want to know more information about this, go to the post on my blog, which is cashalerts.co.uk. Loads of these kind of articles about how you make money and also how you save money. It's 100% free, and hopefully you'll discover some interesting stuff on there. Okay, thanks for watching this video. Bye.